Hey, Green Teamers, it's your friendly neighborhood Yeti, and today's episode is brought to you by the Cinema in Seconds podcast. It's a movie podcast where they celebrate the small moments in great films. Hosted by Daniel and Ian, some of their recent episodes include westerns, movie dads, and my personal favorite, When Nature Attacks. So go to your favorite podcasting app and subscribe and listen. And now enjoy the episode. Welcome, everybody, to the Legendarium Green Team. Today, we're getting our Disney on, and our Pixar on, and possibly our Disney Channel original movie on, with a Disney animated, Pixar animated draft. And with me today, I have BefuddledPanda,
Hello.
the one and only Jingalls,
Hola.
and from the Cinema in Seconds podcast, Ian.
How you doing?
So, we decided we would dig into the most fantastical of fantastical. Disney, Pixar, and I think that's it, right? We're not doing anything Disney and Pixar, but not MCU, Marvel. Those are kind of the ground rules people should know. Am I correct,
Star
Panda?
Wars. I did try to focus on theatrical releases. So that at least that's my focus.
Okay, see, this is impressive. I was not aware of this. I should have done more research. All right, good. There goes Bambi 2 off of my draft board.
I wanted to put The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, but then I was like, okay, that's no.
When we do the Disney animated song draft, that'll definitely have to be.
Oh yeah.
That'll have to be acceptable.
Great one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't think of music at all for this. Oh well.
We didn't choose best song or anything.
Oh yeah, that's what we should.
You
Should we pivot? Should we do live
no,
pivot?
you guys, this Disney, you could do so many episodes on this. So many different prompts.
And there is potentially going to be a second team doing this as well. So
Maybe we'll see.
maybe, yeah.
Should we just dive right into it? And I'll let the listeners in on the draft order. We did it by beforehand. There's no cheating. We tried to guess what the highest rated Disney or Pixar movie is based in Rotten Tomatoes critical, not audience. And Panda chose Toy Story. Ian chose The Lion King. Jingles chose Wall-E. And I chose Toy Story 3. Well, with 100%, which is ridiculous, consensus, Toy Story was the winner. So Panda is going first, followed by my Toy Story 3 had 98. Jingles will be third, and he is 95 for Wall-E.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Ian with the putrid 92 for The Lion King.
Did anyone think it's
the
interesting?
old version, the animated version.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Not yeah, that's true. Not the remake, and not the one coming out this year about Mufasa.
Does anyone think it's interesting that Panda came up with this idea of how to go first and then immediately said Toy Story, which happened to be 100%?
Seems a little suspicious.
I waited for all of you to say your picks, but nobody said anything, so I was like, fine, I'll go.
Just know that I have integrity, and I did not choose DuckTales Lost Treasure or whatever it's called, because that has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I know that from my
Wait, really?
investigation. Yeah.
Wow.
From the critics?
Yeah. I think there's just no reviews of it whatsoever. So.
The producers of the movie are actually. Okay, and I guess before we get started, Panda, do you want to quickly list, not quickly, but just list the categories that we'll be drafting in?
Sure. Okay. And this order is just the order that I have them in.
Yep.
So one of the prompts is best Pixar feature length. So this is a feature length film, and it has to be by Pixar. Best 2D animated, best classic live action, and we did define classic as before 2000.
We're getting old.
We're classic.
Yeah.
Another prompt is best Pixar short. And I mean, I restricted myself to theatrical releases only, but if you guys chose differently, that's fine. And then Rotten Tomatoes score under 60%, and we did decide that it was the audience score to be 60%.
Absurd. First of all, and 60%. Oh, I thought it was 70%. Damn, I'm really on the. I'm so unprepared.
We did do some back and forth in our DMs last night, so I'm sorry if you got that.
Brutal. It's good. I was sleeping. It's my fault. I should always be awake. All right, sorry.
Why
Continue.
are you sleeping? No, so the reason why it was under 60%, the threshold that was chosen, is because that's what's considered rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. That's the threshold. Next next category, I'm sure everyone's favorite, best live action remake. And it actually has to be a remake, because there's like live action films that have been made recently off of similar IP, but they're not actually remakes. So an example is like what?
Like Cruella?
That counts.
Like that's wouldn't be an example.
Man, it's not 101 Dalmatians.
No.
Right,
I was
gonna
say like 101 Dalmatians is definitely a remake, and but like Christopher Robin isn't really a remake.
Oh, well, what about Maleficent then? Is that not in?
We will let the audience decide. You can pick it, but then the listeners can decide whether or not that disqualifies you.
Now my picks, I feel judged. Now I got to pivot again. Oh my god! What slim pickings.
And then if we
I'm
have
stressing
time,
out about I'm stressing out about this Rotten Tomatoes thing. It's the audience score that we're going with?
Yeah,
or the critic score that we're going with?
No, the audience. It's
score.
brutal. Nothing
Oh
is
no.
under.
Oh no.
I know.
That
Audiences
changes
love the
everything.
movies
That
I
makes
like.
it harder.
Y'all, there was nothing. I was digging deep.
I'm like like right now, like, please keep talking, Panda. I'm like trying to find one.
Oh no.
Okay. And then the last category for solution, our fellow movie kindred spirit, we will do a wild card. So you can pick whatever it is you want to talk about, but you have to justify it.
Oh,
and
we are
it
doing
has
the
to
wild
be
card.
not already picked before.
Oh dang.
Yeah, I think
I did
that
not
applies.
choose a wild card. This is gonna be fun.
Oh.
Okay.
Since
Just
the Rotten
keeping
Tomatoes
everybody on their toes.
destroyed all mine, then all right. Oh my god, this is gonna be all right. Well, that this is brutal. All right. All right, then let's start it. Panda, you have the first pick.
Okay.
And take as much time as you need. I can edit all the gaps. But
okay, I will actually go with best Pixar feature length. And to preface all of my picks, it's actually not just my pick. It's me and my husband, Mr. Anderson. This is our combined, like our compromised list. So he got to join in on the fun by helping me make these picks. The movie I will pick is Ratatouille.
Oh my goodness.
Excellent choice.
And the reasoning is because France is pretty important for the both of us. It's where we actually met. And we loved the music, the aesthetic, just the Frenchness of it, the cuteness of, yes, the rats in the kitchen, and the food, like just the food porn that's in the movie, and the way that, oh my goodness, Linguini and Ratatouille, their relationship forms is really, really cute. And it's also very heartwarming. And yeah, that is my pick.
Very good pick.
I can't like think of this movie now without thinking of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyone else or just me?
Fair.
No,
So, yeah.
once you brought it up, yeah.
Rakakuni? Is that what she calls
Yeah,
it?
I
exactly.
think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
it.
that one's a
Yeah.
critical darling, that one.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
people
it is.
love Ratatouille.
I love the way it ends. Like I really, really like the way that it ends. It's very sweet.
Yeah, and it was interesting, kind of that movie, just the way, I don't know, looking at art after that and critiquing things, and I don't know, I thought it was an interesting message. Not that it changed my mind on anything. I still poop talk on tons of stuff without any class, but I like the message behind that one.
Mhm.
I remember. But, all right,
Yeah.
so yeah, Ratatouille. So that's your Pixar. You went first with a Pixar movie off the board.
Pixar feature length.
All right, that's fair. I'm just so stressed out right now. I wish I had the last pick like Ian. My fingers are crazily going
Why?
on Rotten Tomatoes. I can't find
For
one
Pixar?
Not
Nah,
one.
well,
Oh, the Rotten Tomatoes thing.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't have to do. You don't have to do Pixar right away. For me, I'm just like trying to. So does the Rotten Tomatoes one? Does it have to be theatrical?
I did theatrical, but if you can't, that's fine.
I,
Yeah.
I don't
You
know
can
if it's
admit
possible.
defeat. That's okay.
Your first choice could be a disqualification. It's okay.
Oh no! All right, we made it. All right, don't worry. Oh my God! Talk about the last second. I found one. Okay, I don't know if there's a better one. So, with my first pick, I am going to go with the sub Rotten Tomato 60% non critics viewers choice, Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Nice.
It's not my favorite movie in the world, but I remember watching it as a kid and I thought it was super fun. It's kind of like, I love ocean stuff. A little preview between Avatar, The Way of Water we got going on here. I remember the voice cast was great. I think Michael J. Fox was like the
Yeah.
lead person. And I always I love anything he does. There might be another movie I pick down the road that he voice acts, but I love when he gets into it. Like he just has that kind of voice to I don't know. I wish he did more like that. Leonard Nimoy, I think, is in this one. So yeah, I mean, it's slim pickings in this category, and shoot, get me in early 2000s a fan favorite. Well, it's not a fan favorite. It's 55% on Rotten Tomato. But yeah, I think I wish I would. I'm trying to think what I feel like the other movie that gets like cult status acclaim, and this time was a Treasure Planet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. I think that one's the one where
That
everyone's
was
like, no,
similar
that's
time.
dope.
Yeah, I think at this time Disney was doing a lot of fun, like just adventure-centric movies, not necessarily fairy tale. And that was hitting like 9-year-old Jingles at just the right time,
Yeah.
where he's just like, yep, I'm all aboard all of these different things. Take me underwater, take me into space, take me into the jungle. I think Tarzan was around this time too. So it was it was a fun period if you were of the right age. Maybe looking back, I have not watched Atlantis since then, so who knows? But
No
people
comment.
seem to really love it. Yeah.
I think Atlantis is a solid pick. I
I'm
do
thrilled.
get it sometimes confused with El Dorado.
Oh, that's
Mm.
another
The
one.
Road to El Dorado.
Yeah.
But
That's a
yeah.
DreamWorks one though, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't
That
know if
was-
that's Disney,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
they were all.
that's
You're
not
right.
good.
That same area, and they all had like just kind of looked alike, kind of thing. But I always remember that meme of El Dorado where they two guys look at each other and like me, or something like that, and they look at the camera or the GIF.
Yes. No, Atlantis is solid.
Yeah. I think I pulled off the impossible, frankly. So there you go.
Hold on. Since you took my second choice for that one, I'm gonna just grab my first before anyone else has a chance.
They're going like hotcakes.
So, the Rotten Tomato score under 60%. I'm choosing The Black Cauldron,
Nice.
which is
Ian's
yes.
Ian's hurting.
I just found that. I'm like, oh, that'll be a good one.
This movie is boring, but at the same time, oh man, I don't know. This movie is a mixed bag for me. Like it really, I watched it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it doesn't hold up at all. But as a kid, I remembered being absolutely horrified by the king. The what's his name? I'm gonna call him the Crimson King, but I know that's not right. Um, uh, the idea of the Black Cauldron was really enticing. It actually led me to the Lloyd Alexander books, which, is a good job on any movie that'll get you to read the thing that it came from. Yeah, and the animation was fun, and it gave us kind of gave us Tim Burton. So yeah,
Is that a positive or?
it depends on what time you're looking at, I think. But yeah, for me, it was. Yeah.
The source material is definitely better.
Oh yeah, by far. I think the movie tries to grab like the first 3 books wrap them all into one. It doesn't really work very well. It becomes kind of a pretty generic princess rescue mission, which is not great.
Oh, okay. Shoot. Well, I'm just gonna. Okay, so I guess we're just choosing whatever category. I see how this is.
Yeah, you don't
working
have
out.
to do that category.
No. Oh, I thought when Panda picked Pixar, we're all doing Pixar, and then
No.
I think I got it now though. Okay, well, I'm gonna just leave that under 60% for a while. If it was critic score, I would have mine picked. I would have went with Robin Hood.
Yeah,
Robin Hood would be my pick there. But instead, before anybody else snatches it up, I'm gonna go to my Pixar pick. And let's go with Wall-E.
Wow.
Sorry.
Oh boy. Appealing to the fans here.
Gotta do it. Wall-E is probably my favorite animated movie, period. I adore this film. It's wonderful. It's just the messaging behind it is really strong, but also Wall-E and Eve just as characters are incredible. And you really hope those two make it. So yeah, love Wall-E. Love the music in it. It's great.
The way that they communicate, because they don't actually like talk to each other, right? They have to find other ways to communicate, makes it all that more endearing.
And Wall-E's eyes are like so expressive, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
How do you respond to some in our Discord who say that Wall-E is overrated, possibly? No names to who said that. They may or may not be
overrated.
on the chat.
I don't know. What can you say? I mean, what do you say to somebody that's clearly wrong? It's hard to do.
All right. No, I mean, with Jingalls,
I just had to listen to people bash Casablanca for like last month. So
I'm still recovering from that.
Listen to everyone's traumas, just watching the Discord fall apart.
no, I think Wall-E is peak Pixar.
It's hard to bash that. Whereas like Jingalls, he picked a movie from 1985, which is clearly very boring and is the worst period of Disney. So it's easy for him to. No one's voting for him based on that pick. With Wall-E, sorry, Jingles. Sorry, I got to make my case. I got to bash everyone else. So they vote for someone who picked Atlantis. Yeah, Wall-E. I mean, it's good. I mean, it didn't win the Oscar, did it? Googling really quickly.
It won the Oscar.
All right. Well, fair enough. All right. I have no more to say. I can't.
That's Pixar's golden run. Like it, Ratatouille, Up. That's the golden run right there.
Wow. Wait for my hot take at the end of this episode. Ready? Yeah. I'm ready to say it again. Anyway, so you have 2 picks though. So good.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm trying to go with the ones that I don't have a lot of choices for. And yeah, I got to go with the next big obvious one. So we're going to go 2D animation. And I'm going with The Lion King. It's not an original pick, but it's The Lion King. So, I mean, this movie was huge when it came out. Like 1994 was one of the biggest years for movies ever. And it says something that Lion King outgrossed them all by a mile when it came out. It's one of those essential Disney classics.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those movies where it's like it was my favorite Disney movie growing up. like bar none. Like I watch this all the time, like obsessed. I was born in '88, so I was like 6 years old. And then as you get older and like try to be hipper, you're like, ah, Lion King's not my favorite. You know, it's whatever, Brother Bear, yeah, or whatever. But it's like no, it's Lion King. Like it's just like if I had to pick one Disney movie to always just have on a desert island, like it'd be Lion King. It's just the voice acting, the songs, the retelling of a old
Hamlet.
story, Hamlet. Yeah, it's just it's
And it looks incredible. Like the animation is outstanding. Landscapes and the animals and
right.
And that opening, like that's how
That
do you
is
beat
very
that opening?
iconic opening. Yeah. Very well done. I guess we didn't preface this episode at the beginning that we're only doing SFF content. We're not doing non-SFF Disney.
Oh yeah.
Is that true for classic
what?
live action too?
Yeah.
I gotta.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Okay.
That's
You
gonna
guys,
hurt.
Does the Lion King not fit?
a fantasy podcast.
You and Yeti are just getting hit over and
You're
over
not paying attention
through
to
every
the
blind side.
I know. I'm told. I'm
Do I have to pick again? Is that what you're telling me?
No, the Lion King fits.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
fantasy.
talking
Well,
animals.
that's what I said. Talking animals. That still
It's
counts.
got
Spirit
Talking
animals,
animals.
Yeah.
It's got the spirits of Mufasa. It totally fits.
Oh man, I gotta pick
Good.
my different category now. One pick just got swamped. All right. All right, good. Ian, do you know, or anyone, the next highest grossing movie from that year?
I'm assuming Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it was Forrest Gump. What a time. What a time we
You're
lived
asking a movie aficionado.
in. That's true. That's true. All right. Dumb and Dumber came in like number 8. Not bad. Anyway.
Not bad for Dumb and Dumber.
What a year.
Yeah, seriously. Good Lord. Take us back. All right, Jingles. After Ian takes a disgusting lead, without doubt, we need you.
We need me. Oh man. Okay, I'm taking my Pixar pick. Although, you know what? I actually don't know how likely this one is to show up on anyone else's list, just because there's so many options.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna choose The Incredibles because I love superheroes, and this is the best Fantastic Four movie that's ever been made. So,
Shots fired,
like,
but
hands
actually
down.
not really.
And you know, Brad Bird, the guy, when he shines bright, and this movie does everything right. Like Syndrome is a great villain. The lines are quotable. I don't know how many times my partner and I will yell, "Where is my super suit? Why do you need to know?" Like, just at each other randomly whenever we're looking for something. Yeah, it's a really fun movie. And it's great.
Okay, I will say this. If my picks were just my picks, it would have been The Incredibles.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
Mine is a compromise list.
Mr. Anderson's like, we're getting Ratatouille or we're done.
I don't understand. Oh, well, actually, okay. He had like all the Toy Stories on his list. I had no Toy Story on my
Oh
list.
dang. Okay.
But he didn't have The Incredibles on his list. So, you know
Wait
what?
a minute. I thought Toy Story was your favorite Disney movie. Isn't that what you said at the beginning?
Wait a second.
That happened to be 100%?
Yeah.
All coming together.
You caught me.
Incredibles is good. I can't. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I've already had that hot take where it's like Wall-E and Incredibles like aren't like my favorite, along with like Inside Out. I feel like I'm like in the minority where I'm like,
Boo.
you know,
What are you doing here?
I don't want to be the wet
Bad
blanket of this
call.
group. But yeah, every time I'm like, I guess it's great, but it is. I will say, I think it's probably one of the funniest Pixar movies. Just on a comedy standpoint, just every character. The dad's hilarious. The little person who makes the suit, who's voiced by Brad Bird, that little woman.
Oh,
She's
Edna.
great.
Edna mode.
Frozone,
Nookits.
Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, yeah, you're right. There's so many good quotable lines, and it's It's funny.
It's a good family watch because it's a family, right? And they're all represented well. They have their roles to play, and it's really well done. So I don't know why you hate The Incredibles.
It's because he doesn't like fun stuff.
Just lower tier Pixar. It's like pizza. It's still good pizza. There's no bad pizza.
All I heard is I hate The Incredibles.
I think and I think what I love about The Incredibles too is it does like show, the wonder years followed by marriage and kind of falling into, the mundane and the routine, and then kind of finding that wonder again. I think Incredibles 2 also does a great job of trying to bring that back in as a theme.
It's very relatable.
It is. It's incredibly relatable.
Yeah, at all stages of life. And nicely done.
All right, Jingles. It's a good pick. I guess I'm up, huh? Let's see. A lot of options to go with. Everyone's getting Pixar off the board, but there's a deep well to draw on. I don't need to go there now. 2D animated, same. Don't need to jump on it. Ian already picked a solid one. My favorite. I got to do best classic live action after Panda just tosses the water on the fire here.
I'm regretting my strategy because I realize how long it is until my next pick.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. We're gonna eat it all up. And I take my pick. So we've already established Disney. I'm taking Disney live action, classic live action. We've already established that animals talking is fantasy, correct?
Correct.
So in the movie, when they're talking, all right, then I'm going to take Homeward Bound.
I knew you were about to say that. That's not a fantasy movie.
Animals are talking to, at least if not to the characters, they're talking to the screen. We hear them talk. I hear Michael J. Fox talk.
Okay, all right.
You chose the most debatable one.
We all agree animals are talking. And it's in.
There are quite a few good picks here. I don't know why you guys are freaking out about it.
Are they talking, or are you just hearing their inner dialogue?
No, yeah, that's the thing. They're not actually talking. They're just
Lion King. They couldn't be talking. They could just be growling at each other the whole time.
Yeah, but
we're just hearing.
But Simba's looking at the stars and talking to his dad. That's fantasy.
He could be meowing. I guess. Well, a bear not killing Chance is fantasy. There's no way that bear wouldn't murder this dog.
That's fair.
Listen, it's short notice. I had to, and Homeward Bound deserves it. Listen, if we're going to talk great childhood movies from the 90s, a remake from The Incredible Journey, which I talked about on the Cinema in Seconds podcast with Ian and Dan on the first episode, as related to Inside Llewyn Davis. There's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon right there. But the remake is far superior. Homeward Bound, again, Michael J. Fox. We are back in the driver's seat. Voices Chance. Sally Fields is Sassy is incredible. I forget the old man who voiced Shadow, but it's a tearjerker at the end. He does. I mean, I've watched this movie over 10 times at least. I mean, from childhood up into now, I still watch it. I have no shame about that. And and I think if you re-listen to it, one of my terrible hot takes again, I think this has one of the best scores, like out of not Disney movies or anything of the 90s ever. Like in the 90s, I mean, best score of the night. Go back and listen to it. It's incredible. And
high praise.
Yeah,
bold claim.
That is super bold.
Yeah, Forrest Gump, suck it. Whoever did this Jurassic Park, John Williams.
John Williams knows nothing about music.
Yeah, overrated. I think he ghostwrites his music. No, Homeward Bound is in the same conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go listen to it now. But
watch the movie. Just watch the movie.
Okay, I'll watch the
Disney Plus.
Okay, Yeti, I do have to admit, this was my 4th string pick for this this round.
Well, my first pick was Mighty Ducks 2. I really had to pivot once we found it wasn't fantasy.
That was on my Rotten Tomatoes under 60. I forgot about this.
Iceland being the top hockey country in the world might be fantasy.
The knuckle puck in general could be fantasy.
So I'll admit I did use ChatGPT to help me, like, because sourcing a list of movies is like the hardest part.
Spoken
Um,
like
what?
spoken like someone who doesn't have Letterbox, Panda. It's all you
Actually,
gotta
I
do.
did.
They have a
Why
list
didn't
for
I
everything.
need to go to Letterbox? I should have gone to Letterbox. But I was just like, ChatGPT, give me a list of SFF Disney movies, blah 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 blah. And it did give me Mighty Ducks as an option. I was like, this is not SFF. And they're like, the fantasy element of this story is that it's an underdog story. I'm like, okay, no.
Oh wow, broad fantasy.
Like underdogs don't win in real life.
Yeah.
That sounds like a terrible argument I'd hear on the Discord Huron making for why something's fantasy.
Wow.
Yep.
One of his ridiculous arguments. So maybe he gets them from ChatGPT. I don't know. Anyway, Panda, Homeward Bound is taken, so you cannot take it. You have 2 picks.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, darn. Darn.
So stressed.
Okay, best live action remake. I am gonna go with
yeah.
Cinderella.
Nice.
And
Hurts.
I think of all of the live action remakes, this one is the most like it's like better than the original animated, in my opinion.
Ooh.
It's very pretty. It's good storytelling. The music. Talk about the soundtrack for this film. I actually just listened to it on repeat, and it's just very ethereal. The way that, like, there's not as many cringe moments as with a lot of other live action remake.
All right.
So I pick Cinderella.
This is the Kenneth Branagh one, right?
That's what I was just looking up, right? Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever actually seen this one. I think I somehow managed to skip it.
But I definitely recommend you fix that.
Yeah, will do.
Yeah, you stole my top pick for this. Darn it.
Oh, wow.
It's definitely, I think it's probably the best one so far. Like the
I
best.
can't believe I've seen it.
Kate
It's not bad.
Blanchett
But
is
I
in it?
watched it.
Lily James. Yeah,
I've watched it. Lily James is pretty awesome. I watched it with my niece when she was like 3 or 4, and she did a running commentary of the movie the entire time. So I like it just for that.
Aw,
It was great.
sweet.
But I don't know. Now I gotta think of something else.
You're welcome.
That's the name of the game right there, isn't that? Oh yeah, and the guy is the prince is the guy from Game of Thrones, right?
Oh, yeah,
Rob
yeah,
Stark.
yeah.
Yeah, Rob Stark. Okay, yeah. Nice. All right, so you have another pick and another category you have to strategically choose.
Ooh, okay. Let me see what I've got.
I'm like begging someone doesn't take this one category or start it.
I will go with best classic live action.
Thank God.
Ian.
Oh, I
You
hope he
had
gets
2 options.
Okay, I have, like, I'm torn between my first pick and my second pick. I am gonna say Mary Poppins.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Oh my God.
Excellent choice.
I totally
Because
blanked
it's
on Mary
not your
Poppins.
choice.
Yes, but also because I love Mary Poppins, and I
That's
totally
a-
forgot it was live action.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Oh my God. I totally blanked on that. Oh man.
Definitely live action.
Listen, if it's before
This is like the
1975,
quintessential.
like I
We said
forget.
classic
How
was
was
before
this not the first one?
2000.
Literally, the first one I thought of was Mighty Ducks 2 when you said live action. I was like,
Why?
what do you mean? It's amazing.
But I mean, okay. Anyway, Mary Poppins, I mean, I really don't have to defend this pick, but I will.
Well,
The music, I mean, I will sing songs from this movie just randomly. They're so iconic. Chim Chimney Cheery, like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. The technology of using the animated with live action was, I mean, when I first saw it as a kid, was incredible. It's a very whimsical story, very adventure-y. It's got Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews, lots of awesome choreography. And I really want her magic bag, her carpet bag.
Mm.
And
Interesting.
I
Of
can
many
hold all my
things.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good, solid pick.
I'm trying to think of things to go against it. Is it a bad pick because Dick Van Dyke had another role that superseded it? What was that show he did? Like, not Murder She Wrote. What was
Oh, you mean
The Dick Van-
Diagnosis Murder?
Diagnosis Murder? Yeah,
Oh.
there you go. He's now no. No, I can't think of anything.
What
That's all I got.
I thought you were gonna say Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I'm pulling at straws. I need to win this thing. I need to put down your picks, but you guys keep picking bangers. I don't know what's going on. All right.
I'm trying to think. Don't people put down Dick Van Dyke for his like atrocious accent in that movie?
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
It's
perfect.
just there.
I mean,
There you go.
yeah.
There you
But
go.
it's memorable, it's unique, it makes his character even more endearing.
That's what I said
Really
about
does.
That's what I said about Jared Leto and House of Gucci, and everyone laughed at me. So there you
I
go.
have
As
not
they
seen
should.
Yep.
All right. That's a great pick. I
That's a
cannot
good pick.
believe I forgot Mary Poppins. I'd still pick Homeward Bound, but if you nixed it, I would have liked to do that. God, that's a great.
Hey, you chose the best soundtrack of the 90s, so you're all
I still don't understand it. How?
Yeah, one of the best. Just in the mix. That's all. Top 10. All right. Is it my pick now, or no? I've already.
Yeah, it's your pick.
Yeah, it's you.
I'm like dying of a heat stroke, as we all are. If anyone doesn't know, we all have our air conditions off to enhance this draft. So, all
It's
right.
miserable.
I'm like drenched, also because I keep getting stuff thrown at me. I got to pivot. All right. I've picked. I got to remit. I've picked Rotten Tomato score under 60. And what else did I pick? The live action. So I'm either thinking. I got to talk this out with you guys, strategize. Hopefully you guys don't lead me astray because you have picks coming up. All right. It's either going to be the Pixar short or live action remake. My worry
I say go
is
for the remake.
Go for the remake. You don't have any options left.
But I see Jingle says that because I'm really nervous he's going to pick my Pixar short. I'm like, and I know he has 2 picks coming up, so he might get it. And I really need that short. But you're also right that I need a. All right. I'm going to go with the live action, and I guess I'll make a case for it here. Live action remake, and we can talk it out. If you guys vote it not a one, fine. But I would like to pick Cruella as my Disney live action. Does that pass the test? On the Letterboxd list, it is included from user
I think it's fine. I mean,
Jelko D.
the pool is so small, comparatively. It's fine.
Like Homeward Bound, we have to begrudgingly do this one.
I guess my argument would be also like Disney's plan. It's in Disney's plan as remakes, as money grabs. Like it's in their code array. Like it's their choices. So that's how I saw it. So yeah, I'll make the case Cruella. I think it's my favorite of all the remakes. Emma Stone, I think, is generally like incredible in this movie. Do I think it's unnecessary, this movie? Of course, much like all of these in this category. So I don't think that should hurt it. But if you haven't seen it, it just gives like a backstory on Cruella and like as this fashion mogul, and kind of goes into her background with her family, and it has like actual stylistic choices, and they actually kind of go for it in the ending. I don't know if it totally works. Some people might not, but again, it really just hinges with Emma Stone and like how good she is. And this was before she won her second Oscar, but like I'm of the mind that she's like our best current actress, like living. Like even I know Meryl Streep probably is, but like someone who's just currently churning out movies, like I don't think anyone's like any role I wouldn't be surprised her taking and being great at. So yeah, and I think she's highly overqualified for this movie, and I'm surprised they haven't made a sequel. But it came out in 2021, which was
I think she's a little busy.
Yeah. Well, if they throw boatloads of money, you never know. but I don't know if it made that much money because of COVID. Like it came out right after the COVID, so the box office was kind of funky there, and I don't know if it went straight. Oh, I remember it went to like Disney. Do you remember it went to Disney Plus like on demand? So you could, it was on Disney Plus, but you had to pay a premium to watch it. So on top of being a subscriber, yeah, which I did. I was desperate for movies at the time. Anything I would watch. So anyway, so that's what I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna risk the Pixar short.
I haven't seen Cruella. I don't know. I think it was just like the trailer wasn't that interesting to me, but I have heard that it's pretty good, and I have seen one of the like YouTubers I follow. She's into fashion. She remade, like she did her version of the like trash dress.
Yeah.
From that movie. And that did pique my interest, like, what is it? Why is there a trash dress? So I think I am gonna have to give it a try and see if it really is that good.
Hey, if this podcast does nothing else, it'll make people watch the movies we love. Homeward Bound, the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh, you can have it, Yeti. I don't want this one.
Do you not like Cruella, Ian?
How much
I don't like it.
fantasy or science fiction is in Cruella?
Oh, he's getting.
No.
Yeti has to have a major asterisk by his list.
Oh my god. Hold on. Oh, there is none. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I have to pivot off of Cruella. I really can't make the case for that. I forgot about that. All right. Nobody panic. Everybody hold on.
He just had this whole heart melt.
Ian just might dropped out of here. He's done.
And it's totally fair. It's totally fair. Oh my god, I have too many tabs open. I can't find the one that had all my live action remake. All right, here we go. All right. Ignore that. I'm not editing that out at all. I'm gonna pick
keep it in. Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. All right, yeah, I've got to be fantasy.
Now he's gonna steal the one I want. Oh.
I don't know. I'm gonna pick then Beauty and the Beast live action. The music's still good. I like the girl from Harry Potter. I think Dan Stevens is great. The Josh Gad stinks, but as far as these go, Beauty and the Beast is timeless. It's nowhere near as good as the original, but I still enjoy the Belle song in the beginning and the setting and stuff like that. So yeah, let's do it like that. It's not offensive. There you go.
Yeah, I agree.
There is fantasy in that.
There is.
There for sure is. There's a whole curse.
I think even Ewan McGregor does a decent job too.
Yes.
Lumiere. I don't know. That Beauty and the Beast was actually probably like the last live action movie that I watched. One of the last live action remakes I watched that I actually felt kind of okay about them.
Right.
After that, I was kind of like I haven't seen Cruella either. I don't think I've watched a Disney live action since then. Just because I kind of gave up on the whole thing. But
I can't remember if I have seen this one.
Shots fired at Pinocchio with Tom Hanks.
Has anyone seen that? Has anyone actually watched that?
I have not.
Refused.
No. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so now it's on to Jingalls, right?
Yes. All right. I think I'm doing okay there. Let's go. Let's start the Pixar theatrical shorts. And I'm going to choose.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm going to choose La Luna.
Oh, you got
it. Did I get it?
No. Not mine. I don't know if you got Ian.
Okay, good. I think this probably came out. I can't remember what in front of which movie this was, but it's just a really nice, little story about people that put the stars up in the sky and hang the moon up, and I don't know. It's just really cute. That's all. That's all I got for it. I think what Pixar does in a lot of theatrical shorts is just show how much they can excel in communication without words. And they've done that plenty of times with like WALL-E and the beginning of Up being like very key examples. But I think the shorts also do amazing work with that. In fact, of the three that I had lined up, ready to go. Only one of them actually has any sort of music involved, singing involved. All of them have music, but yeah, it's a really nice one. It's just really cute, and it's worth your time. It's like 5 minutes, so go watch it.
That's one of the newer ones, right? Like that's.
Yeah, I want to say
remember
it came out like Brave or Inside Out somewhere.
It
around
came
there.
out 2011. It said. I'm trying to think what movie that would have been in front of.
Yeah.
Quick Google search. But yeah, I mean, I would. I feel like with these, as long as you pick some, I don't know, some of the good ones, but there's like really no wrong answer with these. Like they're just such high quality, these shorts, and I feel like they kind of let some of the animators or whatever storytellers just kind of go for it since they're so short and they're not bound by like making a profit or anything like that. You can really tell they can really get kind of deep and interesting with some of their storytelling, and obviously visually too.
I did put that one down as one of my picks. In Disneyland, I don't know about Disney World because I haven't been in like, I don't know, 2 decades. But in Disneyland, in California Adventures, the Pixar Pier area, there are these like carnival games that you can play, and one of the games is literally like it's for kids, but I don't care. You basically pay them, and then there's this like river, this really like stream, I'll say stream, where they just have these little like stars that flow down it, and then you basically just pick one, and then when you flip it over, it'll tell you what prize you won. And in a lot of the prizes are actually like these stars. They look similar to like the La Luna stars. Um and I just needed to collect all of them. So I did that for a while. But anyway.
Wow. Surprised this wasn't your top pick then. Wow.
It was one of my top picks. Okay.
Mission accomplished, Jingles.
Looking at the release schedule, Cars 2 or Brave were the option. I don't think I've ever seen Cars 2, so it must have been out in front of Brave.
Not a terrible movie.
Brave sounds right.
No.
Yeah.
I fight for Brave.
Nice. Well, I just watched a bunch of these shorts and I must have missed that one.
Now you got to go back. Because I think it's
I guess so.
Yeah, there's no speaking, right?
Not. It's just a guy and his children putting the stars up in the sky, and he's just kind of showing them how to do it and putting a ladder up to the sky, and it's just very whimsical, very nice. Yeah.
All right. Well, you got another pick. Oh no, Ian's 2 picks. Oh jeez, forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, while we're on the Pixar shorts, maybe I'll continue that training. I'm gonna go with Partly Cloudy.
That is a good one.
Which is the one where the clouds are making babies, but not in the way you think, and then the storks are delivering them because that's how it works. And this, it's kind of like a touching little story about this storm cloud that is kind of like the odd one out that creates all these dangerous babies, and the stork that has to deal with it. It's got a nice little story arc to it that's pretty touching and has a lot of good storytelling elements in it. I like it a lot.
I want to say, was this in front of Up? For some reason, I have it.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like it was in front of Up.
This one is like one that was like ingrained in my head. Like I didn't even have to rewatch it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this one. I think I saw it multiple times through tears, probably.
Little twist at the end. It was so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. This is like when I think of Pixar shorts, this is always the one that pops into my head. So I'm hoping I get to pick it.
There's one that sticks in my head only because I think it's maybe one of the first. I don't know if someone will pick it, but we'll hold off on it. But it just burned into my head as a kid because it was always anyway.
Oh, I got another one. Okay. I think I know what yours might be, Eddie. I'll see. I don't know what to do. Do I go with the live action? 2 people have picked it already, but there's really only one good choice.
Is there any category where like 3 people have picked it, and you can like, so you don't even have to wait on, like you could just wait on that one.
Yeah. Well, no, not for him.
No. All right, who's done classic live action? We've got
Homeward
Mary
Bound.
Poppins. We've
Homeward
got
Bound.
Mighty Ducks 2, Homeward Bound. That's right. The
I have
Jingles, you
not.
haven't picked live
Yeah,
action
get him,
yet.
Ian. Finish him.
So the question is, will you pick the one that I pick? I don't think you're going to. I don't know what you're going to pick.
Ian's will be
I don't
from
think it'll be what I pick.
1940.
So I'm going to leave that. So I got to go with the only other live action remake that I think is, I don't know, somewhat respectable, which is The Jungle Book. We're going to go with The Jungle Book.
You got
Yes,
me.
I picked right. Yeah, The Jungle Book actually turned out pretty well. Like the CG animation of the animals, and it is talking animals, so I think it works.
Right.
It's pretty good, and they got some pretty interesting voice actors. Like
yeah, he was
Bill Murray was
Wasn't
Baloo.
Bill Murray one of the voices?
Yeah.
He was Baloo. Yeah, like great choice. And Idris Elba, was he the tiger?
Yep.
Yeah.
Was he
Scarlett Johansson was in that too, right?
Yeah.
She was Ka.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the snake,
and
yeah.
she had
so
her what's the name of the
Walken.
song? I'm forgetting it right now, but she did a rendition of that. And that was incredible. I thought.
Christopher Walken.
Trust in me. Yeah.
Was Walken the king or the ape?
Lou.
Yeah.
Louis.
King Louis?
His
Was
best
it King
king
Louis?
performance
Yeah.
in the last few years, I'd say.
Oh, well,
You're just
picking, just always.
Oh, he just loves those hot takes, doesn't he?
Although maybe I'll agree with you. I don't know.
Nice. Anyway, so there we go. Live action. Yeah, I'm glad I picked that one.
Yeah, I have nothing but garbage picks for that one now, so I'll just leave it for last. Let's see here.
There's one other decent pick in there.
Is there?
Ooh.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I haven't seen like half of them, so.
Oh, well, that makes it hard for you.
Yeah. Okay. You are welcome to veto this one, but I figured I'd give it a shot.
I'm ready.
For best classic live action, I'm gonna choose Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's fantasy. There's cartoons talking with people. That's got to be fantasy.
It definitely fulfills.
Yeah, Disney,
it fulfills the fantasy element.
Does it count as a Disney movie?
Oh,
though?
yeah. I would veto.
It's
I was
owned
thinking
by
this
Disney.
too.
Yeah, it's owned by Disney.
Was it released by Disney?
It was released by Buena Vista, which is the same thing, right?
I think it counts. And the reason why I think it also counts is because in Disneyland there is a Roger Rabbit ride.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I think it's actually closed right now. I don't remember. Oh no.
If so, we're letting them get away with like a monster pick.
I think it counts.
Owned by Disney and Amazon. Hey, you make your case. If you, while you think it's truly Disney, do I think
the ride
Roger
is there?
Rabbit,
the ride is there.
Don't they have the Simpsons ride in Disney too, or no?
No, that's Universal.
Ride?
That's Universal.
Avatar's in the Disney parks. Is that Disney? If that's what you're saying. I'm just really trying to screw Jingalls.
I don't know Disney World very well.
That's a great pick.
It's too good of a pick. No, I got like nothing here. I have the freaking Black Cauldron on my list. You can give me Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. If you talk about why you love it, go ahead.
Well, how could you
Jessica?
No. Although, yes. I'm not gonna. Yeah. This is a family-friendly podcast.
Yeah, Legendary and After Dark.
Yeah. No, Bob Hoskins, I think, does not get enough credit for being an amazing actor just because of this movie. Like the guy, the mix of animation and live action has been a thing that Disney has done for many years. Mary Poppins is a great example, right? But I don't. It's fine, but I don't think anyone quite pulled off the interactions as well as Bob Hoskins did in this movie. I think he just never makes me doubt that Roger Rabbit isn't there with him. And the bouncing around, the cartoon antics of it work really well with the live action. It's an intriguing story. Like, it's a crime, it's a noir that actually works if you had to assume some sort of animation world existed with the real world. And then Christopher Lloyd is horrifying. When he takes his glasses off at the end of that movie, that destroyed me. And I was like 4 years old when I first watched this movie because my parents were nuts. Just like, oh, it's a cartoon. It should be fine. No, it wasn't fine. Also, yeah, the dip. Dip is one of the scariest things I've ever seen in a movie, I think.
Back when kids' movies were scary for kids.
Yeah.
I miss it. Bring it back. You know, I was going to compare Hoskins' performance to someone else in certain types of movies, because by you choosing this, I wish I would have known, this opens up a whole ton of movies that I might have picked. But I don't want anyone else to pick them now and boost their thing. Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, that's classic. You guys ever see the Chip and Dale movie, the new one?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good.
Yeah,
it's kind of in the spirit.
I contemplated putting that on here, except for it's definitely not within that time range. So, yeah,
classic.
It's not a long ways before that, and unfortunately, I don't think it ever will make it. But I mean, that movie, has the exact same feel and captures everything. And
definitely inspired by Roger Rabbit. All right. Oh, is it my turn now?
Nice pick.
All right, I gotta look at. So what do we have? I haven't picked. Oh no, I know what I'm doing. I've been waiting to start. Okay, so I am going to pick. Oh Jesus, hold on. I'm gonna go with the Pixar shorts, and I think everyone's picked except Panda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and
so
wasn't picked.
One of the big one. This is my this is my favorite one. But also, these are like, it's hard to talk about if you don't like get the one you want. Like, if I would have had a backup, like, I don't know, I've seen this a while ago, and it's kind of cool. But I'm gonna pick. It's called Bao. And it's the one where the woman, the mom, kind of has like a. I think she's a Chinese mom, and she has like empty nest syndrome with her child, and so she starts taking care of this like bao bun.
Right.
And one, it's kind of horrifying in a way and weird, but she's taking care of this bao bun comes to life, and she takes care of it as her own like child in a sense. And I remember watching it and being super creeped out by it, and then at the end, like crying my eyes out. And it did this all in a short. And then also thinking about it and be like, that was the weirdest thing I think Pixar's ever done. Honest to God. But yeah, so I'll pick Bao. I don't want to speak on it too long, but definitely, like, for all of our picks, I think people should just hit up Disney Plus and watch all these. And this is like the one that really came to mind. My first thought was like, oh, I want everyone to watch this. And I don't know what this was in front of. It came out.
Turning Red?
Yeah. No, it came out in 2018.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I think it was older than that. 2018?
Maybe, yeah.
The Toy Story 4, maybe?
Toy Story 4. Actually, I like that movie. I don't know why I said that. Anyway.
Just a gut reaction.
I'm always in hot take mode. I'm always in hater mode. I gotta get out sometimes. All right, but yeah, so I'm Bao's for me.
I could not get over the weirdness. I just could. I was like, I get what you're trying to do, and it is really sweet, but I can't get over it's too like horrifying to think about.
No
and
spoilers.
I love to eat bao buns. So
That's funny though.
Spoilers for this short.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can edit that out.
No, it's just sarcasm. Cares if people spoiler at 8 minutes short. Anyway,
I do think though. I think I might be wrong on this. I should check it first, but I think Bao was written and directed by the woman who eventually made Turning Red, and I think
Yeah.
she was given the opportunity to do that
Think
because this
so,
was
yeah.
such a popular short.
Domi Shi, I think is her name. Yeah, she made this, and then that's why I was so pumped for Turning Red. I'm like, yes, I knew she'd find success. Whoever this random person was, I had no idea who she was, but that is cool too. That like Pixar like actually like sees that, you know,
Yeah.
they put value into these shorts, or and that she was able to get her own feature. I mean, it's got to be a rarity.
Yeah, nice pick. I forgot about this one because we have like 2 Blu-rays of Pixar shorts. There's like 2 volumes of shorts. So I rolled through a bunch of them today. But I think that was older than this one, so I didn't get to see this one. So I kind
Thank
of
you,
forgot
Ian,
about
for
it.
long live physical
Good
media.
pick.
Glad you got that in there. He has physical copies of Pixar shorts. Obscene. I love it. All right, Panda, you have
That's
2
right.
picks.
Mm. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to go with 2D animated.
Is
And
Ian the
there's
only one
like,
who's picked that so far? Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
Ian did for The Lion King.
We're all sitting on it.
It's really hard, but I will honor the list that Mr. Anderson and I put together, and I am going to say Aladdin. And it is because mainly of Robin Williams. He made that movie. He will forever be the iconic genie. And the music in the film is super memorable. It's withstood the test of time. I would say if you've never seen the Broadway version of Aladdin, I highly recommend it. And you could tell like the difference between the songs that came from the movie and then the songs that they wrote for the musical. Um, and the songs from the movie, like this is just so much better. But the production quality of that show is really good. And yeah, there's just so many quotable and iconic scenes from that film.
And just throwing shade at Barbara Eden. Barbara Eden. The high treatment genie lady.
Oh, I mean, I meant like the Aladdin genie, okay? But still, I would think of this genie before I think of her.
We clear out for old people corner, hosted by Ian, real quick, if you because I'll jump in with my Columbo takes. I'm in it.
Ready to roll.
I'm happy, but man, what a reference that was. Yeah, you could like argue like Robin Williams was so good voice acting genie that any like big name person who does a voice acting role now is because of him. I mean, I don't think that was really a prevalent thing until he kind of did that with the genie, and like you don't get Eddie Murphy as Donkey or any of these kind of big name people who are iconic without him, for better or worse. I mean, some people probably say we don't want Chris Pratt voicing every animated character, but
not Yeti. He loves it.
Keep carving up those Garfield movies. I need it.
Yeah, you need them.
Yeah, I
this
mean,
is a good
that's
pick.
probably one of the best. I mean, you guys got 2 of the best of the Renaissance, like prime Disney era, right there.
Yeah.
All right, Panda, you have another pick, right?
I do, and I'll go with my Pixar short to close that out. And I would say, so my pick, it's not necessarily the most like technologically dazzling of the Pixar shorts, but I think it's one of the most like, to me, it's one of the most memorable and the most like heartwarming ones. It's Lava. Um
Very
It
nice.
is so sweet and so cute, and the song, it just we actually played it at our wedding. And it's got the emotional roller coaster in such a short amount of time, and it hits. So, I gotta go with Lava.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more memorable ones. And it looks amazing. Like
Yeah.
it's really good animation. I think was this Inside Out? I feel like this came out.
2014. Yep, preceding Inside Out. Ian, you monster. It's impressive that you nailed that. I was going to say Moana, and it's way off. It's not even Pixar.
Close, I guess.
I mean, I understand why you would say Moana.
Yeah.
Got it confused. Yeah, that's a great one. Since we closed out all of those, can I give the one that like sticks out? I don't know what everyone's first image of a short is, but the one. Oh, you haven't given yours yet?
No, I did. La Luna.
Yeah, La Luna.
Yeah, La Luna, right? Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay. Just saying it's so forgettable. So forgettable of a pick.
Sorry, what were you
Jingalls. He's coming at you. That he didn't remember. The voters will pick up on that. Anyway, no. The one that like always sticks out to me. It's called Jerry's Game, and it's like
oh yes,
this old dude playing chess versus himself in the park.
Yeah.
He's jumping back and forth. I don't know if that was Toy Story 2 or
that was Bug's Life.
Oh, Bug's Life. We'll talk about a classic. But yeah, that one is always like the first thing that I'm always think of when I think of these. But
that was actually so 2 of my 4 came up. Lava was the one I was talking about that has actual vocals. Jerry's Game was the one that was split for first with La Luna, and I just kind of decided which one on the fly. First off, I don't know if this is actually real, but Gerald's Game, you're telling me that's not intentional? I think
Stephen King, you dog.
Yeah.
Well, also La Luna has the fantasy element, whereas like Jerry's Game doesn't.
No.
So
What?
good pick on you.
In his head, he thinks he's 2 people, I think.
Man, if someone picked Bao and I picked Jerry's Game and someone threw that no fantasy roll at me, I'd be drowning.
I know. I definitely forgot that rule.
It would have been awful. Yeah.
You.
My God.
That's the first thing I said when I brought this up.
I know. And it's you're right. It's a sci-fi fantasy podcast. I should know that. I get too riled up trying to strategize.
I think it's one of those things. Disney
I thought you were going to go
falls into the fantasy sci-fi realm that I don't even really think about it as whether it's actually there or not.
I thought you were going to go with that Day for Night one, Yeti. For some reason, I thought that you would really
Day for Night
get drawn to that one. The one with the 2
They're painting
guys.
each other.
Oh yeah. It's like
in their shapes,
and he's like watching a movie.
I love
the
that
daytime
one.
and the nighttime. Yeah, very visually inventive.
I always like to surprise you, Ian. I always keep you on your toes. That's what I'm here for. All right.
And the other one I was kind of expecting someone to bring up is the Presto, the one with the magician.
Yes, I remember that one. I didn't until you just said it. Yeah.
It's basically a Looney Tunes cartoon, but Pixar.
I did not rewatch that one.
Yeah, I'm drawing blanks on that one.
I remember that one. Yeah, you're right. Looney Tunes is a great example of that. Yeah, the relationship those two have. All right, so it's my pick. Panda, can you read what categories since I can't, or did I put it?
Yes.
I
So
think I only have 2 more left, right?
Yeah, 2D animated and Pixar feature length, and then we still have our wild card, which we can save till the very end.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna use my wild card at the end just because I totally forgot about it now for the sake of competition. I don't know. All right, so 2D animated and best feature length. Pixar, the 2 big boys, which are the biggest pools of choices. And what do I want to go with? I should have prepared while you guys were talking about your shorts. All right, best animated. I'm gonna pick. My God, best animated Disney. And I don't know if I really want to do this. Do I want to get mocked on the Discord? That is the that is the question.
I know what he wants to pick.
Where should I go big? I know we can't do. All right. Yeah, whatever. You know what? This is a podcast. We're all amongst friends. Ian already picked my favorite Disney movie, so I'm gonna have to pick a true favorite. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not trying to get votes here, okay? Like some people on this podcast. Right. I'm gonna pick with Disney animated Brother Bear. The Disney animated movie that has
We're not
well,
going for
there might be a lot of people who respect this pick and they'll watch it and say, "Oh yeah, it's right." If you haven't seen it, which is a possibility, Brother Bear is like early 2000s. It's about a boy who and his tribe hunts bear, or they hunts bears, I guess. And his older brother kills a bear, the mama bear, or he does, and then for whatever reason, he gets transformed into a bear himself. And his brother hunts him because he thinks it's the bear that killed him, his brother. But the real reason you should watch this movie, other than the two Canadian heroes, Rick Moranis and who's that other guy, Dave something, Ian, who do the Dave Thomas, yeah, who play the characters as Moose. The real reason is that this film has the best Disney soundtrack featuring Phil Collins out of anyone. And if you doubt, and if you doubt me,
hold on.
Whoa! Is it better than Homeward Bound? We got to know this. What's better, Brother Bear?
Specifically talking Phil Collins music in a Disney picture that is animated. That's all I can attest to.
Does he have more than two?
He does, because my pick, and I'm just gonna bust in here, is to the animated Tarzan, the truly superior Phil Collins soundtrack in Disney.
Wait. So is it just Tarzan and Brother Bear? Is there more than two?
No, that's it. It's
really
my stick.
He did the song for Wall-E too, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does the end song for Wall-E.
Distant third, but of the two juggernauts, yes, I will admit that Tarzan gets a lot of the acclaim. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm trying to push this wave that Brother Bear has up scenes that are very emotional and fun, and then the sad ones. Yes, I just realized Tarzan has that too, but these are better. I promise you. Go Your Own Way or something like that. On My Way. That song it brings a smile to my face anytime. And it's a heartfelt. Joaquin Phoenix voices a role in this movie. He's fantastic. And what else does it say about Brother Bear?
I will say that the little bear in Brother Bear is a more compelling character than all the minor characters in Tarzan.
Thank you.
Yes.
Listen, Panda is starting this tide with me. Tarzan, no disrespect. I mean, you can jump in. We can do a dual pick here, Jingles.
Oh, yeah.
Tarzan's a little overrated. I think that was the beginning of the downfall for Disney when they were going back. Then you're dipping into Lilo and
Brother Bear
Stitch.
After Tarzan.
Wow. There's some gems.
Yeah, because it's part of the downfall, right? So that's where Phil Collins becomes lesser than in Brother Bear.
Brother Bear is picking back up. Like, all right,
no, I don't think so. There's no picking back up for Brother Bear.
Anyway, I'll let you spout your Tarzan love, but George of the Jungle may have surpassed it. Just saying, it's what people are saying.
No, that's just that's rose-colored glasses with Brendan Fraser, is what that is.
Also, Oscar-winning Brendan Fraser, and two, if this happened to me during Cruella, is Tarzan fantasy?
It is, because he talks to animals. Oh, but he doesn't.
He
doesn't talk to. I don't think he does though.
Doesn't he talk to his mom?
He does, but it's because he learns how to communicate with their languages. Yeah, that's totally fantasy. What am I talking about? Let's not act like elephants have actual.
I think Tarzan is really pushing the line.
Yeah.
No, you're right. He talks to elephants. If he just did sign language with the monkeys, I said that's possible.
That's possible.
Jane Goodall has done that, but the elephant one, there's no. I don't know. That's ridiculous.
But if we count Homeward Bound, then we have to count Tarzan.
We do. You gave me this. You gave me this opening.
You're right. I forgot about talking to animals. You're right. He does talk to them. I'm sure. It's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. I mean, you're pretty much hitting all the same things with Brother Bear as I would have with Tarzan. Like
Phil Collins.
The second Phil Collins, the Two Worlds, One Family. The second that starts playing, you can feel the fire coming off those drums. Like, it's so epic and it's so good. It's like one of the few Disney soundtracks that I actually like purchased as a kid and listened to all the time because it's pump up music as much as it is sweet and sometimes heartbreaking. Phil Collins is a master, and he proved it. And I'll be a good competitor. He did it in both these movies.
Thank you. And I was just going to say, I don't want to come off as a Phil Collins hater. He's the best. He's like the GOAT. It is great in Tarzan too. I mean, it's great. Anyway, we're both winners. That's right. Look at
Yeah.
I think Jingalls might be a bit more of a winner. Don't get me wrong.
You just said the bear was great.
I agree.
I love Brother Bear. I really, really do. But I'll be honest, if it comes down to like the number of songs that I can remember really well between the two of them, it's gonna have to be Tarzan. But that's because I did listen to that soundtrack on repeat.
You gotta buy the Brother Bear soundtrack on vinyl. Do it this weekend, Panda.
I don't have a record player.
CD player. I don't know. Whatever people use. They're probably all sold out on vinyl anyway. I get it. It's fine.
I will say for Tarzan, when it came out, I had a couple friends who were like just starting up animation school, so they were, learning to be animators, and they would like study Tarzan and be like, and they'd say, "This is amazing animation," and they'd kind of point out all the ways that it's just cutting edge animation.
The forest,
like the scenes where he's like swinging through the jungle and sliding down the trunks and stuff, and the way he would move and things like that. It was
they did have to come up with new technology to make that movie. I think it was like one of the initial like blends of actual like computer animation with drawn.
Yeah. How far away had we been removed from like cells, not background just being repeated on cell animation? Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or like
I don't know.
They reuse or no?
Yeah, like they just reuse the backgrounds and then they would move the cells across. I think Tarzan was one of the movies where that kind of stopped happening and everything was actually drawn out. But
yeah.
And I'll concede that it does have the better trailer than Brother Bear. Do you remember that trailer where he like ends with the sliding and like
and looks at you?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm pumped right now.
There's a little bit of trivia. So the Tarzan yodel is not actually done by the voice actor of Tarzan.
Oh.
If I remember correctly, it's done by the voice actor for Clayton.
Oh, funny.
He looks like a yodeler. Well, visually.
That's what, speaking of Clayton, though, it's not a great villain, but his end is
brutal.
So dark. It's brutal. Probably the darkest in a Disney animated movie. What? I don't know. There's some competitors there. I mean, Scar gets pretty gross, but
even Mufasa. Yeah, I'd have to think on it. Is still jarring for a child to like, if they say, "What's that?"
If you can figure out what's going on,
yeah. All right, Ian. So you have. Is this your last two picks? You're finishing up your.
Yeah. So no more stress, I suppose. Okay, so I'll go with. Oh yeah, let's just get that one out of the way. Cars 2.
Make the case.
We'll go with Cars 2. I mean, you said it yourself earlier, Yeti. I mean, Pixar, bad pizza is still pizza. Same with Pixar. So, yeah, maybe the worst Pixar movie.
You think Cars 2 is the worst one?
So we're gonna go with it.
Is there a Cars 3?
Oh, for sure.
What about Cars? Yeah.
What about Finding Dory?
That's true. I'm also not a big
If Finding Dory doesn't fit the bill,
it might be. Is it above 60%?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You're talking about like by the scores, it is the worst one. I was just thinking personally, I think Cars 2 is better than Finding Dory.
I think he means both.
Oh, really? Okay. There you go. No, you keep talking that up, Panda. Keep on talking up Cars 2. I'm good.
I mean, they ended up making Cars 3 and 4
and Planes. They made spin-offs.
There we go. So, what a pick. Cars 2.
With the famous Larry the Cable Guy.
Good job. Yeah.
Mater is an adorable character. Okay.
Some say iconic.
Mhm.
Is Paul Newman in this movie, or did he
Yeah,
die?
see?
I think he had passed by this point.
Yeah, I don't think
Garbage.
he was in this one.
All right, that was your only chance. The Newman man. All right.
Okay, so that was my Rotten Tomatoes pick. Good. Okay, so my classic live action, I am going to go with one of the movies I watched over and over and over when I was a kid, and that's Honey, I Shrunk the
Wow.
Very good
Kids.
Oh
choice.
my God, great choice. Wait, which one? Wait, which one? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah, that's a
Honey, I
great
Shrunk
pick.
the Kids. Where the
And
4 kids get shrunk, they're in the backyard, they got to make their way back. They find a giant Oreo.
damn it,
They ride
great pick.
ants. They got to run away from lawnmowers. It's great. They almost get
One of the
eaten in
best
Cheerios.
playgrounds in Disney World.
Wonderful
If you've ever
movie.
been there, they have like a life-size backyard for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You can walk around, and yeah.
Oh, really?
As a kid, I
Oh,
was in
that'd be
heaven.
great.
I was like, this is why Disney World exists. And I went there later as an adult. I'm like, this isn't that big. But the time. Oh, what a great pick. I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah. That's good.
Is it? Is it?
Rick
Are we sure
Moranis is great.
Got that one.
Are we sure it's science fiction? Could this happen?
This definitely checks out
Okay.
by a mile. There's I don't know if you guys remember, but in Disney World there was a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids ride. Or attraction. It wasn't really much of a ride, but it was one of those like 4D type of things.
Oh, yes,
And
yes, yes.
when the dog sneezes,
Yep.
you
It
get
gets all
sprayed
over
with
you.
water.
Yes. Oh my God. Nostalgia blast right there. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. You're right. That was a good one. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm Canadian, so we went to Banff. Sorry.
You get the
Yeah,
same kind of effect, like the birds
didn't get
pee
to
in
go
the
to
air or
Disneyland.
something.
Yeah. You were the Homeward Bound 2 ride or something. I don't know.
Did you guys all go to Disney? Did all of you go to Disney
It's very
World or
privileged as a
Disneyland
child,
at
I'll
some
admit it.
point?
Yeah. Only once
haven't-
though.
Oh man.
Yeah, I haven't been in like 20 years, but
We've gone like 10 times. I was so spoiled. I said, we need the new vacation. This is too many times. It's like a typical privileged little gross dude.
I almost hesitate to go anymore. Like I do want to see Galaxy's Edge and all of that, but
so expensive.
It's expensive, and I've heard nightmares about the lines, even with the fast pass. I'm just scared.
Yeah, if you don't get the fast pass, it's why even go? It's but I remember I like Honey the Shrunk I Kid. So I used to always think the first one was when he blew up his child, the baby, and it would like rampage. But I think that's the third one, right? So this is the first one.
Yeah.
The second one is the one where the parents get shrunk, and the third one's when the baby gets shrunk. Or the baby gets enlarged.
Those two might be flipped. I don't remember.
It's one of those.
Was the third one made for TV? Honey, I Blew Up a Baby. That was the name of it, right?
They were all on TV for me. I don't remember.
No idea.
Yeah, we had the VHSs of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, me too.
What is VHS?
Oh yeah, excuse me. Back in the day when we watched movies, it wasn't on streaming, kids.
Beautiful contraption. The grainy screen. I miss it. I wish like
you could mess it up bad.
You know how theaters like show like 35 millimeter prints or like specialty theaters 70. I wish they just showed VHS prints so I could go in and see Point Break as like a VHS copy on the big screen. It's grainy. You can't really see their faces from far away.
The smell of vinegar just permeates.
We still have machine down in storage.
Right. All right. That's a great pick. That's like clutch. I wish I thought of that. Did you fill it out, or is that?
He's filled out. He's got his wild card left. That's it.
So
what's that? Oh right, I gotta think of. And so wild card
anything
whatever you want.
Yeah,
just whatever we want.
So is that? Yeah, we'll go back around after, and we'll all do the wild card, I guess.
Wild card. Yep. So Panda will get 2 more in a row, and then we'll end on Ian.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Jingles.
Cool.
Fill us in.
Oh, best live action remake.
Tough beat for you.
Yeah. Especially because my option was going to be the Glenn Close 101 Dalmatians, but after the burning of Cruella, I think I can't do that. So, Hmm. Guess I'm going Alice in Wonderland.
All right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. It's not terrible. It's
It's
not.
yeah, it's fine. I don't know.
Do that above Aladdin?
I haven't seen Aladdin.
Oh,
I
right.
haven't seen a lot of these because I just can't bring myself to do it. But
He drafts in good faith.
yep.
All right.
I'm it has its charm. I enjoy is the fight with the Jabberwocky in this one? Is that there was a
Yeah,
sequel
because
and I
there was
can't
a
remember
sequel that
exactly which one I'm talking about anymore now.
everybody
Gotta
forgot.
say,
I know the Jabberwocky's in the
That's
second
probably in
book,
Through the
so
Looking
probably
Glass.
it was in the
Okay.
sequel. But
Well,
I
then
can't
I
remember.
choose Alice Through the Looking Glass.
That's me.
Whichever one is the Jabberwocky.
Let's be honest. Doesn't matter.
Is that
Still doesn't
considered a
matter.
remake? Was there an animated version?
Well, the
Sure.
first Alice in Wonderland had
No.
It does not have the Jabberwocky.
no.
Panda, he's not picking Citizen Kane. Let him have it, for God's sakes. The guy's struggling. Give only I'll allow it. I don't care. Take it.
I think Through the Looking Glass actually has a worse rating than Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, but the fight was cool. That's all I got.
They're both pretty
Yeah.
awful.
And
Okay.
Johnny Depp's fine. Johnny Depp was doing his Johnny Depp thing. So,
All right.
Yeah,
Solid pick. Way to recover.
great ending with a huge whimper.
Okay. I will defend Alice in Wonderland in that it was very nice to look at. Like
Mhm.
visually, it is very pretty. It is pretty whimsical. The twiddle-dee, twiddle-dum like dynamic. I mean, it's the same actor, but whatever. Was cool. And Johnny Depp as the Mad Hatter, I think it is like creepy, but it sticks with you.
Mm.
I think it's much more memorable than the animated version. For better or for worse.
Interesting.
It's hot out of nowhere. Panda, these hot takes. You're like, actually, I love this movie. Jingle should be proud. Like, what? Where did this come from?
I don't know.
Oh, good. No, you're a good friend.
It's just been a long time since I've seen it, so I don't really have much memory for it other than like giant orange puffs of hair.
Listen, in that category, you're doing the best you can. No one
Yeah.
can really give you a tough time. All right. I'll end my pick because we're trying to wrap this up decently. So I'm going to pick Pixar's my last pick, and it's a deep well, but I got to be true to myself again. On the Discord, I have made a bold statement that I think this current decade of Pixar is lining up to be the best decade of Pixar. So if I say that and didn't pick a movie from this decade, what kind of person would I be? A hypocrite? I don't think so.
I mean, you'd be wrong either way. So, but that's fine. Continue with your pick.
Well, let's say if you've seen this movie, so I'm going to pick Soul, Pixar's Soul. It came out in 2020, and again, I think creatively, it's one of the best Pixar movies ever. Like I think just on a creative output, I think it's one of the best things they've ever done. Obviously visually, but every movie visually keeps getting better in a way. But just kind of thematically, it kind of resonates about, the little things matter in life. And it's not always about these big, grand things you do in your life and cherishing small moments. But I think the thing that gets held against it a little bit is that one, it came out during the pandemic, which is always an excuse, 2020, and, no one really saw it, which is fine. But it's not like really a kid's movie. And it's not that it's too scary for kids, but it's just something that is not going to appeal to them. There's no really cute sidekick. It's about a guy who does jazz.
22 is cute.
Kind of, yeah. The little white ball, they're kind of cute, but there's no. I don't know. It's just not the typical like we're trying to sell toys with this movie. You know what I mean? It seems like it was totally, if possible, here. Not like it felt like it was made not just to make money, which not all of them obviously are, but I thought it was a bold take, and they'll never make anything like this again. Now we'll get Inside Out 2 and sequels and anything. But I
Inside
think
Out 2 is fantastic.
Yeah, well, hey, no shit. It's a bad example, but like I don't think they'll take like I think they really want to hit demographics when they make these movies, whether it's a sequel or they want to hit certain demographics. And when your movie stars like a middle-aged dude who dies and loves jazz and wants to, contemplates his life, I don't know. That's not really going to appeal to a mass audience. So I'm picking Soul. Love that movie. I think it's, if anything, after people vote for me for the best draft, they should go watch that movie because I'm sure not enough people have seen it.
Solid pick. And for me, I just feel that Soul is like the adult version of Inside Out. Not necessarily like it's the same storyline, but it's like the same kind of feels and
Sure,
same kind
that's
of
fair.
like dealing with like identity and just like existentialism. Um and I think that you're right. Soul, the reason why Soul wouldn't necessarily be as appealing for kids is because the content is just more mature.
Yeah, I mean the same. I mean, it has the same director, so it's like Pete Docter, who's like essentially running Pixar now. But he directed Inside Out, Up, Soul, Monsters Inc., which I do like. But I mean, he really likes going for those kind of weighty and lofty things, and which I find interesting that I think Ian, like Pixar, kind of announced they're trying to go away from those things. And it's funny he's in charge of that now, even though he's like the one who always used to fight for that. But hey, when you get to the top, got to answer to the
I
money
think
man.
you do need to keep that like special. Like if you're gonna do it, you have to do it well. Otherwise, it's too cheesy. It's too try hard. Like it doesn't land. And when it doesn't land, then it really leaves a bad taste in your mouth. I think the way that if you keep it so that it's more of like special, you keep that specialness for those gems, it helps.
Definitely, yeah. It can easily fall into like a schwarmy or cheesy, like you said, cheesy territory.
I don't need to cry at every Pixar
Soul's really
film.
good. I
Okay.
remember. Oh well, they'll make you anyway. Uh, I remember thinking like when I was watching it, being pretty apprehensive about where I thought they were going with like their big overall message, and then they did a complete 180, and then I loved where they ended up with that message. I think they're really mature with what they want to say about their movies, and like sometimes it's not necessarily the most popular, platitude that they're going for all the time. They go for something a little deeper and a little different, and Soul's a good example of that.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
You're
All right,
welcome.
Panda. Finish out your board.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my Rotten Tomatoes rotten pick. I'm gonna go with Escape to Witch Mountain, and it's the original one back in like 1975.
All right, nice.
I
It is.
don't
Oh, it's a great pick.
remember what the audience score is. All I know is it's under.
I just recently watched this. Pretty good.
We actually watched it last night because I was like, I remember really enjoying this movie, but I don't remember a ton, so I just need to rewatch it. And I mean, like, it's a quote unquote rotten movie for a reason. But if you have the patience to watch like the older films, it's very endearing. Like the kids are so cute. Um, and watching it as a kid, it's like it's very intriguing. It's like um one of the reasons why I really enjoy things like the Boxcar Children is because the kids have so much agency and they're the ones who are like solving the problems. I mean, they do have a lot of help from adults, but they do have a lot of like control. And they're not just like helpless. And there's a bit of an adventure piece to it. I don't want to give too much away, but I mean, there are also like them talking to animals, which is always cute. So
I can't say I've seen this one. I hear about it all
I
the
think
time.
you'd
I've
like it,
never
Ian.
actually. Scene Escape from which
It's
movie?
like it was made in like the 70s, which is like not the greatest period for Disney, but Panda like kind of nailed it. It is like weirdly endearing. I remember watching it, like I really like these kid actors. And it's like a sci-fi adventure, kind of like, yeah, I don't want to say like ET, but it kind of sometimes can give off that feel. It's more kind of on the run type stuff. But it's good. And Donald Pleasance is in it, who is my king. If anyone doesn't know who that is, it's the guy who hunts down Michael Myers in like 7
Yeah.
movies, unsuccessfully every time. But Dr. Loomis. But yeah, so yeah, great pick. I mean, you're right. You thought outside the box. You didn't panic, and more importantly, you prepared for this draft. Kudos, Panda.
Good job. I think the 70s era of Disney, their biggest problem was they didn't have the Disney Channel yet. Like if they did, all of these would be rockin' Disney Channel originals.
Hold that thought.
Yeah. All right.
Stay tuned. All right, Panda, do you want to give your wild card?
All right.
Our bonus category?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about this, and this is just like my personal like nostalgic pick. It's just like well-rounded. And it's not like my absolute favorite, but it's in my top 10, I think. And we actually already talked about this. It's
What?
Treasure Planet.
Oh, of course.
Excellent.
Appealing to the nerds.
Yeah, well, the music in this movie is great. And the characters are just very fun to watch. Their dynamics is really it's kind of like reminiscent, like you guys were saying, it's reminiscent of Atlantis. There's a lot of banter. And I love a good like um found family story. And this is definitely that. And the fact that the spaceships are ships is also really fun. The play on it, and just the wonder of little like Jack Hawkins um is just so cute. And I can't say enough good things about this movie. It's if you haven't seen it, please give it a shot.
You never seen
Really?
I
it?
haven't seen it, so I
I'm
guess
so
I'll give it a shot.
surprised.
No. No, it kind of came out around the time that I was kind of like not watching Disney movies, and it was that period where I was like too old for Disney, but not like old enough to realize that you're never too old for Disney. It kind of came out right in that
So when you were
period for
starting
me.
dating,
So
essentially, is what you're saying.
yeah,
No.
kind of missed it. Essentially, that's right.
No, I always, this is a great pick, and I feel like I say the nerds, but like everyone who's like real Disney heads are like, oh, this is like the unsung movie, like this is the one that I feel like I always hear about, and I do kind of agree in extent where like if they're gonna remake live action remakes, like this should be made. I think they should try remaking as like a live action remake. Would it be wildly expensive? Yes, but I think it'd be pretty like wicked cool to see it.
I don't know. Like, do they need to remake this though?
They don't need to remake any of them, but they're gonna do it.
I
They
think
don't need
the
to
new
remake
Cinderella
any of
is
them.
very good.
Yeah,
So
good. It's great. It's very good. Didn't need to be remade. The need part. Great pick. All right, so it's my pick for my wild card.
Yep.
All right, I've been waiting for this moment. Now, there's a whole section of movies that Jingle obviously alluded to. I know it's in the back of his mind that deserved a whole category, but didn't get it. So I'm going to go with my wild card, a Disney Channel original movie. Now I am bound by the limits of this fantasy sci-fi thing, so I cannot pick Johnny Tsunami, or else that would obviously be that would have been the first pick I ever took. But there's a lot of things I could do here. I'm gonna go with my horror vibe, and I'm gonna pick Halloween Town for a
Nice.
Disney Channel original movie. You got Marnie. It's a little portal fantasy stuff. I don't want to get into anything crazy here, but she gets transported back into a town that's all Halloween all the time. People with pumpkin heads walking around and creatures, and she's a witch, or her family's a witch, kind of thing. And yeah, I don't have much to say other than go watch all 3. One of them does not have the original Marnie as the actress, so maybe the first 2. No, 3, and then the 4th one I think she dumps out. But yeah, so Halloween Town, great trilogy. I almost went with a different trilogy in a Disney Channel original movie, but Kip probably would have. But I stuck with the horror. So I want fall. I'm dying of heat right now. Anyway, Jingles, your turn.
Dude, I loved Halloween Town as a kid. That actually one of my favorite things to look forward to on the Disney Channel around Halloween time was knowing
Agreed.
Halloween Town was coming on.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with everything you said, except that you said as a kid. You didn't have to put that. You can just say I love Halloween Town. As an adult's fine too, Jingles.
I'm not watching Halloween Town every year anymore, sadly, and I don't have
Why
a Disney
not?
Channel. I don't have a Disney Channel to watch
It's
it on.
on Disney Plus.
No,
Yeah.
not the same. I need the nostalgia. I need commercials. I need everything. I'm just gonna be a curmudgeon about that.
I'll mail you the VHS.
Perfect. Perfect.
I think it's a solid pick. I'm very nostalgic for that whole series. I don't remember if I've seen the fourth one. Probably just once.
No need. Yeah. No.
I was thinking of putting Hocus Pocus on one of my lists, but I couldn't.
That would have been a good choice too.
Yeah.
Fun fact, in that movie, the girl in Hocus Pocus, his little sister, calls a girl's breasts yabos. And
Yes.
that also and that's also they also say yabos in Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. I swear to God,
do
they both call
they?
it. That must have been a 90s slang term.
90s slang.
But I'd never heard it. Anyway, sorry. I want people to know that it's ridiculous that that's a thing. Yeah, no, it's
Is
totally
that-
ridiculous.
Okay, never
Two
mind.
separate movies, both horror related. Anyway, Jingles,
Hey,
your last card.
it just replayed that entire scene in my head. That was great.
That's classic.
In fact, he loves them.
I would have punched my sister.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going further into the cold because
Oh boy,
we need just more seasonal stuff. We also have an amazing lack of Muppets on this list.
that's what I was going to bring. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm choosing Muppet Christmas Carol because
Woo!
that's just perfection for a Christmas season. All the songs are bangers. Going to the same kind of thing as Bob Hoskins.
Yep, exactly.
It just Mike. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name right now.
Michael Caine. Yeah.
Caine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Michael Caine just he helps bring the Muppets to life in a way that some people can't quite do. It's just one of my best comfort films that Disney's ever made. So
Is this when I lose my credibility by putting out there that I don't like the Muppets?
yeah, no, your whole list is invalid now. Done.
Yeah, Michael Caine, you're right. He was like it's like he's going for an Oscar in this movie. It's like when you said Bob Hoskins, the first thing I thought was like, oh, he's like Michael Caine going in Muppet Christmas Carol. And also in the document Panda, it looks like I was looking and under Ian's it says the movie Carol. Like, when the hell did Ian pick Carol? And it's just a carryover from Muppets Christmas Carol, anyway, from Jingles. So I was really confused for a second. Like, wow,
quite the wild card.
Yeah, I was like, how did that get through? Anyway,
There, I fixed it.
that's a great pick. Yeah, Muppets were if they're considered Disney. I mean, that's a big
Walt Disney production.
Yeah, it's true. That's it.
And Jim Henson Company.
Well, I'll make a confession. This Christmas was the first time I ever saw a Muppet Christmas Carol.
Hey,
I had not even seen it.
Better late than never, my friend.
Panda.
And I thought it was wonderful. I think it's awesome. But Mickey Christmas Carol was always mine.
Mickey guy.
One that we watched, which would also fit for this, but I'm not gonna do that. So my wild card, boy, there's still like such a wealth of Pixar you could pick from, but our 2D animation, the oldest one that we picked was Aladdin, which was 1992. So I think I gotta go older. I think I gotta pick one of the older picks to represent the time period. But what do I go with?
The racist birds and Dumbo.
Some smoking children in Pinocchio.
No, I'm gonna go with a pick that actually that has a low. I'm gonna go with the one that had a low Rotten Tomatoes critic score, but I think has a lot of fans, which is Robin Hood. I'm gonna go with the Robin Hood. I just so many fond memories of this watching this as a kid. The music is so like distinctive, the voices are so distinctive. The choice of animals that they pick for every character is spot on, and yeah, I just think it's a great animated adventure.
Definitely regret not taking this over Brother Bear. No offense to Brother Bear. I watched Robin Hood nonstop as a kid. You're right. This is like total like warm blanket of a movie, and like Little John's. I way like Little John better than Baloo, who I think is the same voice actor.
Same voice actor.
Yeah, and like Panda's right. Robin Hood as a fox is so cool. Like I dressed up as him for Halloween like 3 years. Maid Marian, Mamma Mia. I mean, this movie's the king, the King and the Snake. Those guys, they're Prince and the Snake. They were like a comedy act in their own. That movie rules. It's. You're right. It's like mind-boggling that has a terrible critic score. Like I want to know what was Ebert and Siskel on their doing the job back then. Like what was going on? Why was it so?
They were like teenagers, weren't they? I think it's from the 50s.
Is it? I thought it was in the 70s, but way off.
60s.
So the critics' consensus says one of the weaker Disney adaptations. Robin Hood is cute and colorful, but lacks the majesty and excitement of the studio's like previous movies.
You want to know why Rotten Tomatoes is so dumb? Because that statement, they're saying one of the weaker Disney entries, so they're clearly judging it based everything that's come after it. There's no way that's one of the weakest Disney entries when it was released.
No, it says it lacks the majesty and excitement of the studio's earlier efforts. So
earlier than
they're talking Pinocchio and Dumbo.
So
it was
released
1973.
Yeah, 73. So it had like The Jungle Book is probably the most recent big one. 101 Dalmatians, Sleeping Beauty, Lady and the Tramp. I mean, there's some solid players in here.
I take Robin Hood all over them. Grubs. Maybe not Jungle Book. That's a great one.
Yeah, no, I would watch Robin Hood over like Sleeping Beauty any day.
Definitely. Yeah. Who's going to a deserted island and be like, all right, it's either Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty or Robin Hood? Please, honestly. It's absurd. Fantasia, get out of here. I had to sit through that thing at Disney World, the live show as a child, falling asleep 9 o'clock at night. Anyway, sorry.
Whoa.
Disrespect to Robin Hood. It's absurd. It's crazy. That's a good pick, Ian. That's great.
Better than the Aristocats, which came out 3 years prior. That's for sure.
Okay, but they had a really banging song. Okay.
Yeah, I actually like the Aristocrats too. Yeah, the songs are great in that movie. Not a good movie.
Like, there's plenty of options, but is there really such a thing as a bad Disney animation movie? I don't know. Arguable.
Maybe not. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think maybe the Great Mouse Detective, but I watched it.
It's a great movie. Yeah. What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to think. I'm spitballing here. I don't know.
You take that back.
Fantasia 2000. There you go. That movie's
I know one. The Black Cauldron.
Yeah, I meant to say.
So how do we want listeners to decide? What should they do?
Can we create? Don't they have a poll option on
What's that to poll up?
We can create a poll on Spotify.
We could also post it on Twitter, if you and you can create a Google Doc where I've seen people.
I can do a Google Doc and put a poll in the show notes.
Also, we could have a cool. We have so many talented people in our Discord. Also, go join the Legendarium Discord. If anyone can create simple artwork that posts our teams, you know what I mean, and have a screenshot of that, other than just on a notepad thing, but actual cool, not they don't have to be pictures of Brother Bear on there, but you know what I mean. And you can post that on Twitter, and then underneath it could have the link, as a reply.
I'll look into that.
Yeah. So I know a lot of work for you, Panda, but listen, I need to see the results of this. And so I think we'll have a bunch of options. People can have a fun vote, and Twitter I think would be fun because people could comment on the episode and be like, what was
Spotify now has comments on podcasts.
Yeah. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of conversation on our Discord too. People can chime in and see if
we're going to get yelled at in Discord for sure.
Oh yeah.
Speak for yourself.
They'll be yelling at you the hardest.
I'm feeling pretty good with my picks.
Homeward Bound.
Best soundtrack of the 90s.
Well, how about before we leave? All right, before we leave, how about everyone? We'll go one at a time, and you just read your team. You know, the category you picked and what movie you chose. Sound good?
Okay.
All right, Panda, you start.
So my picks were for under 60%. It was Escape to Witch Mountain. Best Pixar short was Lava. Best 2D animated was Aladdin. Best classic live action was Mary Poppins. The live action remake, I chose Cinderella. For Pixar feature length, I chose Ratatouille, and my wild card was Treasure Planet.
Nice. All right, Jingles.
All right, for under 60%, I chose The Black Cauldron. For Pixar short, I chose La Luna. For 2D animation, I chose Tarzan. For classic live action, I chose Who Framed Roger Rabbit. For live action remake, I chose Alice in the Looking Glass. Best Pixar feature length, I chose The Incredibles. And wildcard, I chose Muppet Christmas Carol.
Strong team. All right, Ian. See what you got.
Okay, so under 60%, I've got the Panda approved Cars 2. Pixar short, Partly Cloudy. 2D animated live action, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Remake, The Jungle Book. Pixar feature, I went with Wall-E. And my wild card is
I think it cut out with you saying 2D
Lion King.
animated.
Yeah.
Okay, Cars 2, Partly Cloudy, Lion King, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Jungle Book, Wall-E,
Perfect.
Robin Hood.
All solid teams, but I'll just name mine. As a yeah, I mean it's kind of over already. But take that as you will. Rotten Tomatoes score under 60%. I did Atlantis, The Lost Empire. Best Pixar short, Bao. Strong start so far. Best 2D animated for Disney movie. Out of all of them, Brother Bear. Best classic live action, Homeward Bound, obviously. Best live action remake, Cruella / no, just Beauty and the Beast, not Cruella. It's clearly not fantasy. Best Pixar feature length, Soul, in honor of our Discord member, and a wild card. I picked Halloween Town. There you have it. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Craig, for letting us jump on here and do this. Thank you, my fellow panelists, for wanting to do Disney. I know it's this has been a lot of fun, and I'm glad Panda brought this up and offered to do it. And our music is
Galactic Damages by
Jingle Punk. Yeah, I had it. I was got it this time. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Adios.